morning. Today I'm just going to do some kind of silly thing. It's just random crazy thoughts that's been popping around in my mind for a long time, and there's no socially redeeming value to this video. It's just kind of a silly fun thing. So I'm going to share these things. One of them is, do you realize that women have eyes on the tips of their fingers? Because they can put their hand into a purse and see where everything is. You're just feeling all around and you see that the keys are over here, your lipstick's over here, all that kind of stuff. Another one, if you want the light to change, if you're at a red light and you want it to change so that you can go, get your lipstick out and start to put it on, and it'll be a green light every time, no doubt about it. Have you ever come across a time when they're actually painting something on the streets, different things on the streets, or putting up a sign or doing something like that? Have you ever been there when that's actually happening? Or you just go by and like, oh, wow, they just did that. I think I've been, one time I think I've seen something like that. And I remember when I was little, I kind of had some weird stuff. I used to dream that all these adventures that I had when I was a little bone. And it was like one of those salmon bones, like little vertebrae salmon bones. And I swear I had all these adventures all the time as a little bone. And a lot of times I couldn't remember if that's something I used to say. I don't remember if that really happened or if that happened when I was a little bone. Yeah. And I also remember being able to breathe underwater. I can feel like I could get into water underground and kind of turn myself in a certain way to where it'd be like a little pocket of air there, and I could breathe underwater. I don't know, maybe it was a mermaid or something. Then I remember thinking when I was real little, maybe 6 or 7, I didn't know why all of a sudden it would be okay to have a baby. And I believed that when you got married and you put the ring on your finger, then that told your body is okay, you could have babies. And I think that's where till my brother told me where they come from, how they got there, and I thought, oh my God. But anyway, that was what I thought before. And I was so pleased that my mom, I felt so fortunate that I was in a family who had a mother who knew all the right brands to buy, like Hershey's chocolate and Miracle Whip and Velveeta cheese. And how did I ever luck out to get a mom who knew the brands that were the right ones to buy? I guess I maybe have had a past life with this thing where I cannot lay on a bed or a couch anywhere laying down where I let anything hang over the edge, like parts of my head or a hand, arm, knee, leg, foot, anything cannot lay over the edge of the bed, because I know there is a saw there. Like, those lumber mill saws, those big, huge, round, circular saws just come. So the saw is going to come by and slice off anything that's hanging over the edge. And I've had that for years, and I've told that to my son, Tim, and he said he also can't do it anymore because I have that fear. And you notice how you can feel what day it is? You go, like, this feels like a Sunday, this feels like a Tuesday. It's just kind of odd. I think it's weird that we can feel what day it is. And I think this is true, that you are never, ever fully present at the moment you fall asleep. Because if you were fully present, you wouldn't be able to fall asleep. I just know that, you lay there and you're rolling around and you think you can't go to sleep, and then all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and go, oh, I don't remember when it is that I fell asleep. And I just don't think you are ever fully present at that very moment. And you notice when you go to a grocery store, all of a sudden they'll just change everything around. Like Campbell soups used to be alphabetical order, but no, they put them all around so that you have to look through everything. So you might decide there's something else you're going to buy, that, you have chicken noodle soup over here and minestrone soup over here. Well, they mix them all up. Nothing alphabetical anymore. And then then they'll move things around in the store because you've learned that store, you know exactly where everything is. And then they come and change it all. It drives me crazy. So you have to keep asking where everything is. Let's see, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to share here. It was just kind of silly, crazy things that I think. I'm just kind of weird stuff that I have going on in my life, or have had going on a lot of time. And especially that one with a saw that's going to cut off anything that's hanging over the edge when you're laying down on laying on a couch or on a bed. Everything has to come in. Fingers, hands, everything has to come in. So I don't know Did I have a past life experience of that where I got sawed up? I don't know, but it's been there my whole life. Also, if you want to, I absolutely love storms. And when my kids were little, if they were scared and they wanted me to hold them, sit on my lap or something, they had to come out on the porch with me where I'm out there watching the storm so they could sit on my lap and I could hold them and make them feel safe. But they're going to be out there in the storm with me because I just love the power of a great, wonderful thunderstorm. And Arizona has amazing storms that, can really kind of be scary. But, and sometimes we get things like microbursts that will come down and blow off a roof of a school or something. But not too much tornadoes, occasionally tornadoes. But man, do we get, and I know you've heard of all these big, dust storms that we get. They call it a haboob. And it comes in. I love that it's all flat here because I can go outside and look onto the east side of town and see if my son Dan and his family is getting a storm. Like we can see it's coming over. I can just look over there and say, oh, they're getting a storm on the east side. And so these haboobs come in and there's just massive, massive walls of sand that come and just cover everything. And I remember when I was younger, when we first were here, I wasn't as appreciative of Arizona as I am now because I just love it. But when I was younger, I just thought, this is just crazy. Like all of a sudden, New Mexico or Texas is going to go blow by with all this dust coming by. And then as I went out and, grew up and became more aware of nature, now I absolutely love it. But anyway, so storms are a really cool thing. Anyway, that's the end of what I got to share. I'm sure it's really important, and I'm sure you're just really pleased that you spent some time watching this. Anyway, hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.